A mother gets shoved to the floor in front of her children.
This is the freedom.
Another man arrives at the immigration court for a routine check-in.
I'm from Western.
But before he knows it, he's taken into custody. And then there's a woman, an American citizen, who is chased by ICE agents as she heads home after a trip to the grocery store. For the past year, social media has been flooded with videos of spectacular arrests across the United States. This is the result of one of Donald Trump's main campaign promises.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
And on this point, he has delivered. In just 1 year, at least 65,000 people have been taken into detention and more than 400,000 have been removed from the country. For his critics, Trump has built a full-scale deportation machine. How did he get there? How have the government's method changed? Who is being targeted? And what does all of this mean not just for migrants, but for the American society as a whole?
These are animals.
Yo, get your hands on my mom.
These masked, armed agents that you're seeing are not usual policemen. They are part of a federal agency, ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Officially, their mission is to arrest criminal aliens. In practice, it is the force that carries out Donald Trump's immigration agenda. Over the past year, ICE has been carrying out these raids, and on the ground, its methods have changed.
My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant.
You don't have authority to arrest U.S. citizens.
For one, agents now have the authority to arrest anyone they deem suspicious without the risk of being prosecuted for racial profiling.
The Supreme Court basically allowed 4 factors to be used by ICE, such as accent, color of skin, location, and other things, to question a person about their lawful status.
They can also operate in unmarked vehicles, and they are not required to wear body cameras or to be identifiable.
No one here will identify themselves to me. They came into you are not okay. This is not okay, and no one will identify themselves.
And perhaps the most significant shift is the locations where arrests are now taking place. ICE intervenes everywhere, including in places long considered safe.
The U.S. government used to recognize that there are places where enforcing immigration policy and detaining people would inflict unnecessary trauma. For example, at churches or at schools. And now that is a very common occurrence for parents to be detained when they are dropping their children off.
Go ahead and roll your window all the way down. Why? What's going on?
This doctor, for example, was driving his daughter to daycare when ICE agents pulled him over.
Roll your window all the way down. Happy party. Just go ahead and roll your window down. You're in the window. Roll it down. Roll your window all the way down for me, please. Yeah. Do you have your ID on you? Police. I do, yeah. Yeah, can I see your ID? Yeah, that's funny.
After he dropped off his daughter, ICE agents broke his car window and arrested him. His wife is an American citizen, and he was waiting on final approval for a green card.
Arrests are also taking place in courthouses, in immigration court, while people are doing routine checks. Most recently now, arrests are taking place while people are going through the lawful process, where they're appearing for their interviews, whether it be for their green card, their permanent residency interviews, their asylum interviews, things like that.
Me dicen que es muy peligroso, que si voy a la cita de pronto, ahí mismo me deportan.
In immigration court now, basically, to get into the courtroom, you have to walk a gauntlet through the hallway of armed, masked men in various forms of battle fatigue, in camouflage and looking like mercenaries, basically. You're not even sure what agency they're from. And you have to walk through them, just down the hallway. And you don't know if they're gonna grab you, if they're gonna grab your family member. There's not a rhyme or reason to who they choose. We don't know how they choose or why they choose certain people, or if they do it at random.
On the ground, this ICE agent showed journalists in January how he conducts his arrests. He says ICE only does targeted operations.
We do not do raids, we do not do dragnets, we do not do sweeps. That is not something ICE has ever done. We do targeted enforcement. But part of that targeted enforcement, if I'm going for an MS-13 gang member and I see someone next to him who has a big 13 on their face, I'm going to start asking that person questions. And if we arrest him, we determine they're illegally in the United States, that is what we consider a collateral arrest.
This follows Trump's request to ramp up arrests. Officially, Trump says ICE is targeting dangerous criminals.
Murderers, rapists, drug dealers, all of these are really some bad people.
But the data tells a very different story. Analyses by NGOs and researchers show that 73% of those detained by ICE have no criminal record. To understand how ICE wields so much power, we need to go back to Donald Trump's very first day back in the White House.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
That I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute.
On January 20, 2025, Trump signed a key executive order called Protecting the American People Against Invasion. This text activated two major levers. It declared a state of emergency at the Mexican border and sharply hardened U.S. immigration policy. To implement it, the president pushed the Big Beautiful Bill Act, which will allocate to the agency $150 billion by 2029. In practical terms, ICE's budget has tripled, making it the single most funded law enforcement agency in the federal government. At a conference about border security in April 2025, ICE's director, Todd Lyons, summed up the philosophy behind the policy. He said he wanted a deportation system like Amazon Prime, but with human beings. This is the model ICE is now expected to carry out: rapid, large-scale deportations with a clear objective: deport 1 million people per year. In mid-November, a record number of 52,000 people were being held by ICE, which is 4 times that of November 2024. Faced with this surge, new detention centers are being built at a breakneck speed. Their number has almost doubled since January. In these detention centers, the conditions of confinement have been widely criticized.
Overcrowded conditions, unsanitary conditions. Some of it is the process of that they've ramped up the number of detentions so quickly that all of these new facilities don't even have the opportunity to build the infrastructure that's required. Quite literally, the plumbing in new facilities hasn't been built yet.
Sonia is 63 years old. Her husband, Rafael, has been arrested and is now held in the infamous Alligator Alcatraz. Calling her from inside the center, he described his detention conditions.
Los sacan a todos a comer y entonces ellos tienen te dan 5 minutos para comer. Si en esos 5 minutos tú no te has comido toda tu comida, tú tienes que dejar lo que está en el plato, levantarte y botarlo. Como suicidio, ya yo he intentado 2 veces, me he cortado la vena. He estado en huelga de hambre.
According to NGOs, out of the 181 detention centers in the country, 85 are overcrowded, averaging 140% of their capacity, according to CBS. In theory, detainees have the right, in most cases, to present their case before an immigration judge before being deported. But the Trump administration has found a way to circumvent it.
In some cases now, they've expanded what's called expedited removal authority, meaning that a person doesn't even get an opportunity to be heard by an immigration judge or a federal judge, that they can be quite literally put on a plane within hours or days of being detained.
In the face of such pressure, some people decide to give up their rights.
On top of that, the immigration courts are now sending with every court hearing notice a self-deportation sheet. And it's saying, these are all the things that you can do to self-deport. We'll give you $1,000. We will help pay for your flight. But if you don't self-deport and you choose to fight your case, we may detain you. And here's all the bad things that will happen if we choose to detain you.
In short, detention is no longer purely administrative. It has become a deterrent. It sends a clear message to all immigrants: you could be next. For the American sociologist Christina Fullerton Rico, these policies have significant social consequences.
People don't feel comfortable expressing their culture don't feel comfortable speaking Spanish or another language that is not English in public, and they may not feel comfortable even teaching those languages to their children. So it can have vast mental health impacts and cultural impacts too.
Almost 48 million foreigners currently live in the US. Immigrants contribute significantly to the economy, spending about $1.7 trillion in 2023, according to the American Immigration Council. But the frequency of police raids is terrorizing residents and causing a domino effect that could engulf the economy, for example in Chicago. Little Village is the Windy City's Mexican-American neighborhood. Normally, it is vibrant and its streets are packed. But since the intensification of ICE raids, people tend to stay home as much as possible.
Well, the business here make it slow. It's going down like almost 30-40%. Spanish people, they don't come in around a lot, And always come in like scaring, like coming in a hurry, just only take something and he look, scared, run. He come in, take some stuff and he run, that.
And not only are people scared of going out in their daily lives, they are also scared of going to work, like in this farm in California.
Es como quien dice, estamos entre la espada y la pared. Si no vamos a trabajar, ¿de dónde vamos a sacar dinero para los gastos? Y si salimos, pues corremos el riesgo de que podemos toparnos con ellos y...
In agriculture, the people who pick the fruits and vegetables in the United States, over 40% of them are unauthorized immigrants. But another 25% of them are authorized immigrants. So 2/3 of the people who are picking the fruits and vegetables in America are immigrants, but half of those people, or a third of those people, are legally here, but they're all getting swept up. So what's happening, a lot of businesses are reporting that even their authorized, their legal immigrants are not showing up for work out of fear of these raids that are taking place.
Whether in agriculture or in other fields, American jobs tend to be impacted too. For example, in the food service industry.
It's not unusual for a restaurant to have maybe a workforce of 30 people, maybe 2 or 3 unauthorized immigrants. They may be the ones who are doing the chopping of the vegetables in the back room, the cleaning, of the store. If those people are arrested and taken away, the other people in the front, the waiters, the managers, they can't do their job without those other people. So a number of restaurants have been forced to shut down when they lose their undocumented workers.
Similar situations are happening in numerous fields: agriculture, construction, transportation, but consequences are also likely to occur throughout the US economy. To measure this, Professor Lynch and his colleague Michael Ettlinger studied 4 past instances of large-scale deportation in the US. They wanted to test out 3 hypotheses. Did these measures create jobs for Americans? Did they allow the wages of American workers to increase? And did the economy grow? And the answer was unequivocal.
In each of these 4 cases, we saw that not that American jobs grew and wages grew, we saw exactly the opposite. In each one, Americans lost jobs, wages did not increase, and the economy went down. So exactly the opposite of what was predicted.
According to their research, future large-scale deportations are expected to reduce the size of the US economy by 2.6 to 6.2% of its GDP. Those equate to losses of between $711 billion and $1.7 trillion. As such, the economic argument alone doesn't explain the scale of the measures implemented by Donald Trump. According to researcher Fullerton Rico, ideology also has to be taken into account.
Many of the people influencing Donald Trump's policies have ideologies that view the US as a white Christian majority country. And we see that, right? When Trump talks about limiting immigration, he specifically says he wants to end immigration from third world countries. Sometimes he uses language that is even more derogatory than that. But it is impossible not to notice the influence of white supremacist beliefs on these ideologies. It isn't just about limiting immigration, it's about limiting immigration of Black and brown people.
In the face of sometimes violent ICE raids in the country, resistance is emerging. Residents are taken to the streets, some even patrol to warn of ICE raids using whistles or their car horns. These protests served as a pretext for Donald Trump to send the National Guard into Democratic territory.
Very simply, we will liberate Los Angeles and make it free, clean, and safe again. It's happening very quickly.
A move perceived by some as an abuse of power and challenged in court by the states concerned.
We do not have kings.
Many elected officials are also taking part in this resistance.
This is my city, that's right. Take off your mask. Hey, this is a peaceful demonstration. It's recorded.
In California, the governor, Gavin Newsom, has implemented several measures to protect immigrants.
And we will punch back. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived.
In a divided America, where two seemingly irreconcilable visions exist, do these anti-immigration measures pose a threat to the American democracy?
I don't think it's threatening democratic norms. I think it's already torn down democratic norms. It's not going to just be limited to immigrants. It's fundamentally changing what it means to be an American. It's fundamentally changing the American way of life. It's fundamentally changing the fabric of our society. And it's fundamentally changing people's understanding of what the government is and is supposed to be doing. It feels like there's a front row seat on authoritarianism, and it's terrifying for what this means for the future and the mold that it's creating for other countries and other leaders who have similar designs on power. And I'm hopeful that worldwide we can see a pushback towards more democratic norms.
In the US, immigration has been a sensitive topic for decades, if not centuries. But the recent changes in methods and scale have caused a fracture in society so deep that one can only wonder how far Donald Trump is prepared to go and how far Americans